is Hey Girl Hey, the podcast on Urban Media. Today I am your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
And I am the chatter chick, LaShawn Tipton.
I am the millennial chick, Jerry Tipton.
We got another chick in the building.
Yes.
She's a podcast chick. We got to give her a nickname. I don't know. Well, her name is Lexi.
Sure.
Lex.
Lexi, Lex.
Lexi, Lex. Lexus J.
Whatever you want to call me.
Yes. Let's talk about it. Podcast. What's good, Soror?
Thank you guys for inviting me. We've been trying to get this
Man.
together for a while, so I'm happy I was able to
I'm
make it.
so
Great.
glad.
I'm glad that you're here.
So we're going to talk about your podcast in a minute, but
Okay.
we have to get through these hot topics.
Sure.
You
All
ready?
right. So here we go.
Oh, Lord.
We were talking off mic about who saw this, and nobody did. So now I feel stupid bringing this subject up because
Yeah.
nobody saw it.
That's
Well,
okay.
we
Did you
heard
see
of
it?
it.
Yeah.
We saw when they see us. I saw.
You watched it?
I had 8 minutes left to the first episode, and I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
I could not. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it. Being a mother of a young black man, I was
Yeah.
like, I can't. But kudos to Ava DuVernay, who is the director of Selma and Queen Sugar, and this woman is just dope. If you don't know about it, it's a story depicted on the Central Park 5, the 5 black teens who were wrongfully accused of rape and assault of a white female jogger. Back in the 80s, I believe. They spent
Yeah.
13 years in prison on this.
Wow.
Someone after that finally confessed to the rape, and
Wow.
they were released. They were awarded $41 million. They're actually looking for more money
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the state of New York.
No.
41, but I need to know, is it
As a
41
group?
million each or as a group?
I think it's as a group.
I was going to say.
I think it's
Most
as a
likely
group.
it's a group.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
worst part about it is the kid, they were 13, 14,
They were
15
kids.
years old. They were
They
children.
lost.
That's why I couldn't watch.
And and I couldn't
Well,
watch it either.
What you guys don't know is in one of the scenes, well, 2 of the parents, one, I can't remember his, John Leguizamo, I can't remember his
John
name.
Leguizamo.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he plays one of the parents, and he's just a hard-working man, and he's like, I don't have time for this. I got to go to work. Like,
Right.
can we
Yeah.
just fix this? Can we settle this? And so everything was rushed, and this is when the young boy's confession, one of the young men's confession was coerced by the police. Another one played the father who played, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what is his name? He was in The Wire. He played Omar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
was the father. He was so in support of his son. Like, my son did not agree to this.
Right.
You know, something is not right. And then the police officer was like, you got a police record. You got a criminal record.
Oh, we tried to bully.
So, yeah, and he was
Yeah.
like, look, he went in there and was like, tell them what you want, what they want to hear. Just tell them.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And they were made to confess false confession.
Amazing.
I couldn't take it.
Not
I couldn't
surprised.
stomach it. I
Yeah.
could
I'm
not
not
stomach
surprised
it.
either, and that's
Happens
the main
every
reason
day.
why I didn't watch it yet, because my heart would just
Yeah.
sink. Like, it's, I have a brother,
Mhm.
25 years old, but I thought about him, and my godchild who's young,
Yeah.
I thought about him, and my younger cousins and things. It's just so sad, and it's
Yeah.
frustrating to see that these young black boys were wrongfully acquitted of this.
Isn't it a shame, though, that this movie's so traumatic for
It
us?
is.
Right.
I see
And
somebody
it's-
tweet, like,
it's
this is a
true.
movie about
Right.
the justice system, and it's a horror film for
It
us.
Right.
is.
That's what I thought it was.
It's a
It's
horror
like a
film.
horror
It
film.
was like
like
horror
Jesus.
film back
Mhm.
then. It was terrible back then.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's changed.
Mm-hmm.
But now we get to see our horror on film.
Yeah.
This
And
is
we
not-
get to see all the little tidbits that we didn't know about it
Right.
before.
Right.
I mean, we have more power now than we had back then.
Mm-hmm.
So, thanks to Ava DuVernay to put this on to even show what we go through.
And not even just for us. Somebody was like, ask your white coworkers have they seen the movie.
Yes.
Like, they're the ones that need to
Yeah.
open their eyes and watch this kind
Right.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Not just us.
Yeah.
We know this
We
is our
know.
everyday life.
Right.
We live this.
The
Yeah.
truth is coming out. Donald Trump, who was not even the president at the time, he put out billboards.
He said the death penalty.
He wanted the death penalty. He wanted those boys put to death, and there was no evidence. No evidence at all on any of this. I've never heard from the actual woman because she's alive.
Right.
So I would like to go back and I just have
I
to.
think she was on a 2020 or something like that.
I may
I
have
saw a
to.
headline that
Yeah.
I may
after
have to
everybody was
sit
on
down
it,
and
she
watch
kinda
it.
said that she still believed the DA and that
Really?
they did their best
Yeah.
or something like that. I saw
And
a
there was
headline that said
another
she was
woman who said that she wasn't quite clear on who all that happened. I thought she was the rape victim.
Yeah, that's
she
what I was
wasn't quite
thinking, yeah.
sure, but you know.
So once they got exonerated, she wasn't like, oh, it definitely, like, I'm glad it wasn't them. She's like, well, I still don't know.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of thing. But also, I seen an interesting point was, like, the person that actually did it went on and raped and killed another woman.
Right.
And, like, that's who
That's how it happens.
Yes, and that's who we need to be thinking about because,
Yeah.
you know, we're on a witch hunt for these 5 black.
Exactly.
I think the one was Spanish.
One is Hispanic, yeah.
But, you know, and other lives were lost because the police wanted to.
It's just sad.
It is.
Yeah.
In a witch hunt.
I'm gonna have to. I'll give you the password.
Please give me the password.
I just needed, like she said, I needed the time to
Right.
prepare.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
watch it because you didn't give me the password.
If I had the password, I could have been like, yeah, that was the person because I
I
remember
gotta
names.
remember the
Kiki.
password.
I remember
I
names.
think I remember it. I don't remember it.
Oh, whatever.
Once you log in.
Who does
Once
that?
I log in, it's in. I don't need the password.
It's just the same thing she probably use on everything. You know
Right.
what I mean? Why are you going to play
It
me?
really is. Though. I don't remember the password to anything. Everything is face identity. So I'm sorry.
Come over, show your
She
face.
fancy.
She real bad.
Right. I'll be able to show my face and then I'm
Would
gonna
you-
leave. SNL actress and comedian Leslie Jones is pissed off at Sephora. I don't even go to Sephora or like that, but she's a little perturbed about how they treated her friend. First off, she asked her makeup artist to go to Sephora to buy some makeup, and I don't know if it was a friend of hers that went
Yeah.
along with the makeup artist, but she was saying that they were mistreated and she wasn't happy about it, and she's like, I'm done with you, so no more, you're not getting my coins. Sephora's like, no, we don't, no, come on, no. But this could not be a good look for her. Like,
For her? For Leslie?
for Leslie,
What?
she's lucky that Sephora is willing to talk to her.
Yeah.
Because you
So
can
they did a
have other
diversity
companies
training
and be
after that.
like, you can have other companies be like, I'm going to Lauren Michaels and we're going to sue you for defamation, like something like that. They were really, really petty.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been. It could have blew up in her face.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
My thing is, this isn't the first time we heard something bad about Sephora.
Right.
Yeah, I was just.
Oh, it's not?
SZA came out a couple of weeks ago.
That's
and said
right.
that
Somebody
she
was
following
her.
profile.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, Rihanna had sent her some free Fenty in the mail and was like, here, so they don't have to follow you anymore.
Right.
Or something
Yeah.
like that. And Rihanna has that
Did
deal
that.
with, you can only get Fenty in Sephora. So
Yeah.
I can only see her putting up with these type of incidents a couple more
Oh,
times.
yeah.
After it's for
After
us.
the-
Yeah.
They
Oh,
did
yeah.
a
She's
diversity
definitely for us. Yeah.
They did a diversity training. For
I was
their-
gonna say
For
they
the
did that.
incident.
So they had more than one. You
Right.
know. So
Ah.
she wasn't the only one.
Right.
She wasn't
That's
the only
why I
one.
believe
It's
that.
just that she has like the Twitter face followers.
The Twitter face.
And so she can get the word out there quicker than I can with MySpace.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know your MySpace password?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wow.
Too bad MySpace ain't around.
Yes.
Too
And
bad.
I got
Who
an
was in your top
AOL.
5? Who was in your? Oh my God.
I got an AOL.
And a hot L. And a hot
Yeah.
I can't.
Y'all are such haters. I'm so
No, we're not.
Please.
No. All right. So we're moving on. Auntie Gail Roberts.
My
I love
girl.
that.
I wanted her to be like Wendy.
She never flinched.
Wendy. And she
Love
will
her.
not be saying Wendy's name in an interview. Wendy Williams is like, I am now available for a sit-down one-on-one with whomever wants to talk to me. And Gail King was like, nah, I'll pass. I will pass. This according to the Jasmine brand. It was reported that the daytime talk show host is ready to talk and tell her story. She reportedly wants an hour-long primetime slot. Her team is said to have reached out to multiple networks in efforts to secure a primetime slot. Gail King has declined the interview, allegedly saying that it would be too trashy for morning TV.
I can't see Gail saying that.
I
I
can
can see
see
her
it.
declining it,
I
but
can
I
see her
can't see her
saying it.
saying that. You think she said that?
You
I
know
can see her
what?
declining though.
I'm like 50-50 with it. I could see her saying that, you know, because it's Gail King and she's up there, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
She'll get more
She's-
trashy than R. Kelly.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
true. If I was checking Wendy, I'd be like, dang, like, you took R. Kelly over me. Wendy should feel pretty bad.
Yeah, she should.
Well, there's
She
rumors
declined
Robin Roberts
you
might
and
grab
took
it.
R.
Robin Roberts might grab
And
it.
she took the Jussie interview, so she for the trash and the man.
Yeah, she really was. Her face was so. And you know, she's part of the LBGTQ.
KRS
Yeah, I think I
one.
got all of it.
Right.
She's part of that community. and Robin, whatever Jessie was talking, she was like, there was no compassion. She was like, yeah, whatever.
Because they know something.
Yeah,
but-
she-
She gave him that face like,
She-
come
yeah.
on, son.
Yeah.
Like, did you?
I'm surprised at my sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not a big Wendy fan, but in a time like this, like she's been through a lot, so it's like you gotta.
Yeah.
have some
I don't
sympathy
think. I
for
think
her.
where she failed, and this is just my opinion. I think where she failed is saying, "Okay, I'm ready to talk
reaching out
now."
to everybody.
Yeah, now
We
it's
let
like
somebody
talk, we'll
come
reach
to
out
you.
Right.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk to you before, and
Yeah,
now
right.
you
It's not even a
know.
motive for the interview.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I was thinking.
And I'm sure it's not going to be free.
No.
Oh, now we're
You
You
Charge?
think?
But,
Yeah. You want
Do
that
you think
story?
CBS would pay
Well, first
for
off, the
that?
story's old.
CBS not paying for that.
The story's old.
It's
Yeah.
it's been out
It's an
there.
old story. I mean, you didn't even put it on your hot
Right.
topics.
Right.
No, that
Yeah.
was the thing that really
Right.
got me about Wendy because she hot topics everybody.
Everybody's mess. But her.
Everybody's mess. But when hers came out there, she came out there with this sad face.
She
You know what
did.
I've been going through, blah, blah, blah. But she didn't say, well, Kevin did this, and she didn't say nothing
She didn't
about
talk
the two
about her
Kevins
son being
fighting.
arrested.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
the
didn't talk
whole
about
thing.
anything.
I'm not saying put all your business out there, but you've gone through some things, honey, that should have been hot topics.
Yeah,
you gotta
Just,
be fair.
you know, just give a summary
That's
of
why
it.
I tuned
Be
in.
fair.
Yeah.
You know.
I saw her talking about everybody else. I was like,
And she probably she would have got a lot of respect. had
She
she
really
really
have.
had,
She
like,
definitely
really did.
I come and tear y'all down every week, so
Right.
now I'm up. It's
Right.
my turn.
Right.
I'm in the hot seat.
Because
Right.
you got to know, like, when you're doing stuff like that, that karma is something else.
It
It's
is.
about to come back. You got to be
That's
ready
it.
for it. She's a grown woman. Put your big panties on. And her big brazier.
I didn't know her husband was with that woman for like 12 years or something.
I think
They
she
were
knew.
very
I
young.
think
She
Wendy knew.
For it to
And
go
she
on that
had
long,
to
she
know.
absolutely
Yeah.
knew. The
I think
baby
she
might have
knew.
been the line.
Right.
She knew.
The baby was the line. But
Yeah.
she,
Yeah.
She had to.
You ain't supposed to bring that home. That was the
Yeah, that was the
agreement.
problem.
Right.
That was the
Yeah,
agreement.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
bring
yeah,
no
yeah,
hoes
that
home.
arrangement.
Don't bring no STDs home, and don't
Right.
bring me home no babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do because I'm not doing it to you. So
Right.
go ahead and go get your rocks off, but don't bring nothing home. And he made that mistake and brought it home.
Yeah.
I think they've been living, that woman's been living in the house for a
Yeah,
while.
that's
though,
what, yeah, she
you
was
know.
living there.
She's
I
been
mean, who
making
paying
payments.
for it? Wendy's
They
probably
was
paying for it.
Yeah, with her money and
Yeah. That's in that moment living stuff free off their money.
She was like, you messing up all the coins. What's wrong
She
now?
was going to have to start paying for a baby that's not hers.
She said, I'm done. I'm
That's
done.
it.
Yeah.
That arrangement stuff, that's rich people stuff.
Would
Yeah.
you watch Wendy
100%.
on? Would you watch the story? I mean, would you sit in
Yep.
if it was Good Morning America? I was like, damn, if Matt Lauer was around, he'd have grabbed
Yeah.
that joint.
He-
He'd have grabbed that
Got
joint.
some tea.
That was messy.
Yeah.
That was
Don't talk about Matt Lauer.
messy.
Don't talk
I
about
really
Matt
did
Lauer.
like that show when he was on there.
No,
Talk
he's
about
not.
him?
Watch your mouth. You are an invited guest. You will
I get
not.
mad at you talking about
Listen. That's like
That's
Benita
the
Betrayal. That's like Benita Betrayal. Don't nobody talk about it.
Lord, Miss Jenkins.
Miss Jenkins. Do that? Y'all know who I'm talking about? We have to ask Jay from
Oh
time to
my
time.
gosh, all the
That went
time.
over my head.
Are you? We got two millennials in the building. In living color. In living color.
Benita Betrayal.
Kim
Talk about
Wayans.
everybody.
Kim
Wayans,
Wayans.
yes, of
She
course.
was the gossip
Oh,
lady.
with the
Benita
rollers.
Betrayal.
Yes.
She hang out to eat.
Hanging
out
on the
there.
way
With
down.
Jerry's face
Yeah. I'm trying to get
I'm with
back
you
in
now.
my
She had her
mind.
rollers in the
Yeah.
robe. I'm here.
And
And
then
she
you talk
said-
about Miss Jenkins.
You couldn't
she's
talk
like,
about Miss Jenkins. She will gossip about everybody,
Yes.
but
Okay.
don't nobody talk
It's
about
coming
Miss
back to
Jenkins.
me now. I
Well, that's
remember.
my blood pressure go up. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
following.
they was both like,
I know.
I mean, South Park
Just
characters.
in a little context.
Yeah, that's
A
it.
little reminder.
I got
That's
it.
it.
It was a while
I'm
ago.
feeling all.
I got it. All right, so we're gonna get into
Yeah,
They
that's
Said,
what-
and Lex, this is what we talk about. We talk about the rumors. So it's
Okay.
kind of like Angela Yee's rumor report on the Breakfast Club. So we're gonna talk about Ja Rule, and he is so adamant about bringing on that Fire Festival. I need to know if you guys gonna pay some tickets and pay for tickets and a flight, and also this is something we can just have fun with. Some corporate logos that have hidden messages in them. I don't know. Let's just have some fun with it. Inside They Said in the second 15. Your Urban Media Today podcast. If you want to be a sponsor, you can call 412-296-9503 or email editor@urbanmediatoday.com. We'll be right back. It's Hey Girl Hey, the podcast on Urban Media Today. Hey Girl Hey!
Hey.
So it is time to talk about what they said. And Lex, you have to find out what They Said is. And LaShawn broke it down for us. What is They Said?
Because they meet on every Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
They don't. This is the same DJ Khaled day. Like, that's them.
He's actually a person. They is nobody.
But
So
you know,
it's just
DJ
like-
Khaled's always like, they don't want us to win.
Right.
They
Could
don't
be.
want us
Yeah.
to
They
win.
could be in the same meeting.
They are is us.
They could be in the
We
same
meet
meeting.
on Tuesdays because
Yeah.
there's other people that think we kind of know what everybody thinks.
Rumors,
or-
gossip, stuff like that.
What do they say? How do you guys feel about that? Because we meet on Tuesdays.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what they
Got
are.
it.
So they said that Ja Rule said that there is going to be another fire festival and it is going to be fire.
Yeah, this is one of the things you cut my mic off on.
He said he did not watch the documentaries that were on Netflix.
He was
And
live tweeting it. He was tweeting it.
He
while
lied.
He was tweeting it.
He
While
said
I was
he
out,
never
like,
saw it.
responding to everybody like, no, none of this is true. Da, da, da. Like, how would you say it's not true if you never watched it? But okay, Ja, whatever. Like, you're not the most credible person.
But he said, so he
Take your
said
word for it.
that he did, he wasn't into it. Although he did have to pay, they were both subject. He and Billy McFarland were both subject to legal action. $100 million class action lawsuit.
As they should.
Yeah.
They got so much money out of them people.
Did you
People were
see
paying,
it? You
like,
saw it.
Yes, tens of thousands of
You didn't
dollars
see
for this
it.
ticket.
She doesn't know.
No.
I did not see
Okay.
it.
The only thing I remember about Ja Rule is him and Ashanti. What's that song?
Yeah.
See?
Wasn't that a
Yeah.
That was the last thing you
so
know.
bad? Oh
Pretty
my
much.
That's pretty
god.
much.
Listen, he'd be like, well,
We don't remember it. We don't remember.
Right.
Shorty
Yeah,
from-
yeah, flipping colors.
I remember,
It's all
I'm
good.
looking
We're
here, it
just
says he's
behind
43
stuff.
years old. He's just
I can't believe he's
a
that
couple
old.
years younger than me.
I can't believe he's that old.
Shut up!
So I don't remember that part.
Anyway, he and this guy, Billy McFarland, and a team, they worked out this fire festival. Where was it over in, was it in
It was supposed
Bahamas?
to be like,
or?
yeah, it was supposed to be like some secluded island in the
Right.
Bahamas, and they claimed like it was like El Chapo's own private island. And
Not
all
El Chapo.
Yeah.
That is not a good shout out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was private island. So basically, they did like all this marketing with all these Instagram models and influencers
Yeah.
to say like this is going to be the hottest thing. We'll fly you over here. It's going to be this huge music festival, okay?
Yeah.
And they were paying Kylie Jenner like $30,000 just to post
Just
a
to
picture,
post it.
just to say that she was going to be there, and booked all these artists and stuff. And they said we're doing this in like 6 months, and they had like, and mind you, this is like a deserted island. Like they had to build the infrastructure. They
Yeah.
promised to build all these like lush hotels for people to stay in.
Yeah.
They get
None
there,
of
it
that
was
happened.
huts. It was tents.
Is this where they gave them?
Because it was a,
cheese?
Yes.
it was a
With the
storm.
I read that.
It was a
rained,
storm.
But either way, they didn't have anywhere to
Yeah,
stay.
they gave
And
them
people
cheese.
along the way, people were telling everybody that was working for Billy McFarland was like, "Bro, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work." And he's like, "It's too late. Like my name is on this. We got to just make it happen."
Yeah.
Up until
Wow.
the day of, like people literally had nowhere to stay.
Right.
And
Oh my
all the acts ended
gosh.
up canceling once they found out it was a fraud. It was literally a fraud. Like it
Yeah.
was so crazy. You
Got
got
Ja
Ja
Rule had his name on that?
Yeah, Ja
Yeah.
Rule was like. He really didn't have much to do with it, but he was kind of like the face or the ambassador. Like he was supposed to, like, you know, bring us.
Yeah.
Right.
He was
Yeah.
supposed to bring us stuff.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the $30,000 for no ticket. It was
Right. So
like thousands
it
of
was
dollars.
A lot of money.
But then on the other hand, people were like, if you got thousands of dollars for a ticket like that, I don't feel bad for you. Like your
Yeah.
privileged ass should have never.
Yeah. They shouldn't have. Yeah.
That's what
You
you
never
get,
even
dummy.
fell for that. Yeah.
You know, I would've been mad
It
at
was
bro.
bad.
I
It
hate
was
to
$2.
say this.
It was
I
one on
hate to
Netflix
say
and one on
this
Hulu.
because
would've been
a lot
mad.
of us were not over there.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just gonna say it. A lot of us were not
No,
over there. It was
not
just
at
like,
all.
That was
It was
still
all the
wrong.
ones that could afford those tickets. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
as people were going on, they were like talking about like stuff was looking fishy. They didn't get a confirmation number, so they would go in the comments and Ja Rule, well, not Ja Rule, but Billy was having their social media people just delete all the negative comments.
Yeah.
Any
Oh,
questions? Like it looked like a scam from
Yeah,
the
it
jump.
did.
And people
Oh,
still went
wow.
over
They
there
fell
thinking
for
they
it.
were going to be hanging with
Yeah.
Kylie Jenner, and they was on the floor in some tents.
yes,
On
it
a
was
mattress.
bad. They were
Yeah.
stealing
I saw
mattresses.
that.
Oh, my
I
God.
remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wants to do this again, guys. So yeah, collect your
Billy's in
coins.
jail.
Yeah, but he wants to do. He says he's going to. He meaning Ja Rule is going to connect with the actual
No,
team.
thank you.
I'm
They're
After all
going
that,
to connect
you know.
with the actual team and put together a fire
No, thank you.
festival.
The saddest part was they fake hired a bunch of like these islanders to work and build,
Oh,
and they
that
were
was
working
really sad.
24 hours, and
Yeah.
they never got paid.
That's
Really?
terrible.
Never got
That
paid.
is so.
You know-
They were the ones that should be suing, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
They
But-
never got paid.
I would. How dumb is Ja Rule? I would never put my name on anything like that again.
Yeah, that's
Ever.
what I'm like.
Ever.
Just sweep
Like you. Yeah, you gotta let
Yeah.
that go. And
I'd be
then
like,
you should-
excuse me.
you know what I mean?
I'm looking in there.
You should do
That's
like
not
little
local.
local.
That's Saw Rule. I know who that is.
That church finger up, like.
Saw Rule.
You should do like little local parties. Just do little and build yourself up.
Bring back
Oh
the
my
block party.
goodness.
We
Yeah.
don't have stuff on the island for. But he was saying this on the
Block party.
Breakfast Club that he would do like mini concerts. And I was like, bro,
Okay.
first of all, since you said you were the new Tupac,
Yeah, we're
I
different.
totally lost respect.
Who said
When
that?
50, you don't remember. So when 50 Cent dogged him out, dragged him into there, I don't know if y'all were in grade school at this
Yeah, I
time.
remember that era.
Okay. Ja Rule, didn't he go to jail?
Who, Ja?
Yeah. Didn't he go to prison?
I don't know if it was over that 50 Cent stuff.
Not over that, but it was just like taxes or something.
Yeah. Murder Inc. got indicted over some.
Listen, I'm not trusting you with my
Exactly.
prepaid rush card. I'm
You
not.
don't have a good track record, Mr.
No,
Ja.
I'm good. I'm good.
It sure doesn't.
I don't need a
It's
cheese
not
sandwich.
gonna
I'm lactose intolerant.
You can't have my Metro card. You
Yeah.
can't have nothing.
She said you can't have my lunch
Nah.
ticket. You can't have my parking
Oh.
ticket.
You can't have none of it.
Yeah.
So I take it we're not going to the fire festival.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't waste your money.
Burn my little behind up.
What if he gave us free tickets?
No, I still got a flight.
I'm okay.
I would never. I
I'm
would
not
even
wasting my
think about
would go if it
time
was
using
free.
my PTO time.
I would-
for
I would
this.
go
I wouldn't
Yeah.
go because it's not going to come through.
Yeah.
But no, it's
Who
free.
would
We
wanna
ain't
work
come out of
on
pocket.
that? No.
We ain't come
How
out
do
of
you want to
pocket.
stay?
I don't know.
Like in the tent on the mattress.
Yeah,
You
man.
gotta bring, like, they give you a free ticket, you gotta bring your own tent.
A BYOT.
Your own
Bring your own sandwich.
I got a tent.
Bring your own
That's
snacks.
funny.
I don't know if that's right. Is that
Get
right?
Ja Rule on the phone. I know that big shit.
Who would I be when I'm a baby?
Yeah, so that's the song I remember.
What's the song?
That's the song.
Yeah, see?
What's the song?
Yeah.
That's Lil Mo.
Was it Lil Mo? Okay, I remember her. Yeah, I remember Lil Mo.
Oh my
But didn't he do something with Shark?
Yes, he did.
Yes,
I love
always
things.
on time.
Yeah.
Sorry,
See?
always on time.
Yes.
That
I
was the
remember
first
that.
song.
Hello.
How'd it go?
Um,
That's okay.
yeah, I just, because I
It'll
can't
come back
think
to
of
it.
my
We'll
voice.
give it a second. Yeah.
Girl, bye.
It's the
Bye and goodbye.
Yeah.
All right,
I just
so
remember
there's
that.
this website called AmericanUpbeat.com, and I was looking and I was like, oh wow, there's hidden messages, and it's just for S's and giggles, since we can't curse on urban media today.
When did we stop?
I got in trouble. I think you cussed. And
Did I? I don't
yes,
cuss.
you-
I'm Christian.
Lies you tell.
I might have said the A word. You
Liar.
gotta remember.
You're fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
Okay, I might have
I
said
don't
the A
even
word.
remember.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Well, we are on iTunes.
Bless them.
So if you want to go back and check the receipts, I'm just saying.
I don't even remember.
SoundCloud, look us up. Urban Media Today.
Thanks for forgiveness.
So there was a lot of logos that have hidden messages that, I mean, it was just entertaining. So y'all, you know the Amazon.
Yeah.
And it has like the little arrow. The arrow is pointing from A to Z. So that's just like telling you that it's available everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
But it also doubles as a satisfied smile with a dimple.
Where?
Yeah, that's their little
I see
box.
it now.
It's a the arrow.
Oh,
it's a
okay,
dimple.
I see it.
A little smirk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Smirk.
Only because it's a slow news day, I was like, what the hell?
I'm like,
Just
oh, I'm like,
talking-
That's a
well,
lot.
you didn't notice that? So next time you
I
order
did
Amazon,
notice that 'cause I
someone's
get
smiling at
Amazon.
you with a
It's
dimple.
smile. The boxes have that on there. Yeah.
Okay.
Amazon will
Just
find a
have
way
the
to.
smile. Oh, my bad.
trick you.
And Wendy's. Now you may have to zoom in on
I knew
this
that.
one.
I'm good.
I did not
I'm
know.
marketing. I know this stuff.
I did not know that in Wendy's little collar
Lace
collar
collar.
spelled out the word
I
mom.
see it.
I didn't know that.
I knew that.
Why mom though?
Yeah.
Because
Old-
the next time you
old-fashioned
think of
burgers.
mom's cooking, you'll think of Wendy's, which is a lie.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a lie. My
Yeah.
mother's burgers did not look like Wendy's burgers. My mother's burgers was like this.
You know.
And this was just the meat. So,
Yeah, right.
on 2 plain pieces of
Sometimes
bread.
my mom
Yeah.
cooked a lot quicker than Wendy's. You know
I'm
that.
saying.
right.
15
a lot.
minutes.
Yeah.
There's one in a
Four,
certain
4.
area that is really long.
Pinhales. Oh, sorry.
No,
What?
it starts with the W area, Wilkinsburg. But
That must be the whole east side.
I ain't
Every
want
east
to put that
side-
up.
Yeah, every east side
Woo!
Wendy's got an
Oh my
issue.
god.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
that
what are
one
y'all
is
doing, peeling the
specific.
fries?
Let me tell y'all a quick little story. So I had got the 4 for $4 from Wendy's.
Of course.
Okay. And it was from that one over there.
Yeah.
And when I got it to go because I was in a rush. when I got home, well, I was going to my friend's house who lived in Wilkinsburg. When I had got to her house, my junior bacon cheeseburger just had bacon and ketchup on it.
Yes, vegan.
You're lying.
I am not lying. I
With the pork.
said, where's the tomato, the lettuce, and the mayonnaise?
Where is the burger?
Where's
oh,
the burger?
You had the burger?
I had the burger.
Where's
Oh, I
the
thought you meant
I
it
was gonna
just
say-
bacon
No,
and
no.
bread.
No,
Oh, bacon and
it
bread?
had the patty, but
Okay.
just the bacon and ketchup. There was, I'm like,
Nothing.
I said, is this a sign for me just to not eat fast food
Yeah.
anymore? And after that, I still kept going. But then
I
I was
Oh,
just,
since you were sad.
I was like, do
Listen
not
to
eat
the
this
Lord.
today. Yeah,
Listen to the Lord.
I should have listened.
I remember back in the day, they used to have the, and this is way before you guys, because you know I'm a little bit older, I'm a woman of a certain age.
She
they
says
used to
that
have-
once a
because
show.
I am.
Okay.
Once a show.
I'm a woman of a certain age. But anyway, as I sling my locks.
can't
But they used to have a McDonald's that used to be up East Hills. It was the worst McDonald's. I mean, they couldn't have made any money because everybody I knew from high school worked there, so I got all
Yeah.
free stuff. They never cooked the burgers. Like every time you left there, your Big Mac was bleeding.
Oh.
I was like, it was the worst.
How
in high
further
school.
away
It was
did
up
you
in East
be?
Hills. Up in East Hills, the worst
I don't even
burger
remember
place
that.
ever. You don't remember that?
Well, this must be before I was born.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I think that was before you was born because I was young then. That's when East Hills was thriving. When they
Yeah.
had all the wonderful stores. That was the worst McDonald's ever.
Well, I will say
Ever.
Chick-fil-A.
I like
Although
that.
they stand for some foul things, I'm not in
I
agreement
caught
with
that.
everything.
Wow.
But them chicken nuggets,
Listen.
Lord
Listen.
Jesus, I will wait in line.
Listen.
I
Every
get
day.
mad
Chick-fil-A
every
got the
Sunday.
workers that'll walk out.
Yes.
They will.
Take your order, Lord.
They
Jesus.
really do.
They
Chick-fil-A
do.
really
is
do.
named
They know what I
one of
want.
the
I
best
purpose-
is it just me or do you
ever.
purposely say thank you like 100 times just so they can say my pleasure?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm,
Yes.
I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Yes, 'cause they're
thank
like,
you,
Here's your price. Here's your drink.
Yes.
Here's
thank
your
you,
sauce.
thank you. My pleasure, my
What I like
pleasure.
about them, they're not skimpy with their sauces.
Yeah.
They give
They
you
put it
like
out there.
They give
The
you like
total
3,
should
4
charge
of
me
them.
25 cents for an extra barbecue sauce.
We are really having this
No.
conversation.
Oh my
Sister, I got
it.
10 nuggets and you gave me one sauce. You don't give me that sauce.
Yeah.
I'll
They're
cut you
supposed to
this
give you
right
2
now.
minimum.
20
They don't have Chick-fil-A money, y'all.
I'm digging for a
Chick-fil-A got it
quarter
all
of
out
sauce.
there.
They will have all my money. I support
Yes.
them
No, I was about to
wholeheartedly.
say, no, Chick-fil-A said it was charging me for a sauce. I give it to them.
Yeah.
No, I'm very
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
McDonald's are everywhere. They've been here for
Seriously.
years.
So there's a reason I brought up Chick-fil-A because
Yes.
we are talking about the hidden messages and not
Of
sauce.
course. Yeah. Well, they're nice.
So did you know that that's a chicken
Yes, I
in the letter
did.
C?
Yes.
I didn't know.
Oh my
You didn't know? Yeah, I knew that.
You knew something, LaShawn?
It has a big.
Yes.
Girl, bye.
That's what I do.
No, you didn't.
I do that. It looks just like a chicken.
That was it. That was it. We
Oh,
have 2
OMG.
minutes until we get into girl talk. So that was fun, right? That was fun.
Yeah.
That was cool.
We have we have a Hey Girl spotlight. We try and give a spotlight to a woman, of any woman. Doesn't matter the color, as long as she's doing something for the community and she's just doing something just to be winning. And for this week, it's Rihanna.
Riri.
Yes.
Of course, the news broke earlier. JoJo, you texted me about Jay-Z being the first hip hop billionaire.
Yes.
So that's dope.
About time.
I think
Yeah,
it was
really.
That was a
Beyonce that did that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think if he wouldn't have hooked up with Beyonce, I gotta give it to a woman, give her credit.
His
Branding.
tours, his tours
He
would
wouldn't
have
have
been
been.
great.
His teeth still would have been
Yeah.
messed up. Yeah.
Them two work collaboratively.
She's
together.
smart.
They're a business.
She cleaned
You
him
know,
up, cut off his jerry
yeah.
curl, fixed his
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he got them dreads. It's time to cut that too.
You know what? It just
Beyonce's
don't
walking out
fit
with
him right.
Yeah.
elegant, you know, and he's sitting there with a.
He has to have it the
this
size of his lips. It has to be.
Oh, it's about.
It has to match. Yeah.
Okay.
The size of his lips. So the 31-year-old singer, according to Essence Magazine, she's an actress and entrepreneur, beauty and fashion powerhouse. Just became the world's highest female earner in music. This according to Forbes magazine. $570 million. Well, Madonna, Celine Dion, $450 million. Beyonce, she outranked Beyonce, $400 million.
Ain't that something?
She's at number 7 on the Forbes list, $37.5 million. Her worth is an estimated $600 million.
Wow.
That
Well,
girl
that's
got
because
bank.
you know Rihanna. She has those businesses.
Yeah.
You know that's in that
Multiple
Fenty line.
streams of
Yeah.
Right.
She has multiple.
She's known for
things.
beauty, fashion,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
more
Yeah.
than her music.
Yeah.
I think Beyonce's known more
She's
for
known
the
for
music,
music,
and
yeah.
you know there's less money in music. I was looking at, well, somebody, I forget what podcast I was listening to, but they broke down Jay-Z's
Yeah.
And he
his,
has all
his
those
least was
businesses.
music.
Yeah,
He made
exactly.
the least, and you think Jay-Z's catalog is probably one of the most profitable.
That's a
And
message for
the
you. Don't
least
just,
money.
yeah,
Don't
you
just
gotta
stay
get
in
into it.
one
Don't
place.
just do,
Don't
this
be
is a
stagnant.
message. This is
Yeah.
a message.
He definitely, I will say, inspired me. Because he came from nothing. You know what I mean?
Right,
Really.
right. So congratulations to Rihanna. I want to get into Girl Talk, but we're going to take a real quick break. It's Hey Girl Hey, the podcast on Urban Media Today. She said, Hey Girl Hey.
Hey.
Okay, here's the thing. It's time for Girl Talk. Lex, we got 15 minutes to get into this. So for Girl Talk, we talk about Girl Talk.
Okay.
Relationships, dating, real thing.
Anything.
Since you and I are the only ones in a relationship, it's always good conversation because these two. Well, I don't know. You still got a boo this week?
Yeah.
Okay. Where she's
Actually, I do.
Into a relationship, does it have to be a study? Like I have several
we're not
relationships.
getting. That's a girl talk conversation right there.
Yeah, I have multiple.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm in relationships, not just in a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
I support it.
Thank you. I love it.
All right.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing: if a man invites you on a trip out of town to attend a music festival, wedding, or a reunion, whatever, are you obligated to sleep with them? Tell the truth.
I'm going to cuss. Hell no.
Mm.
Is that allowed?
Obligated like you have to, or you
I
think you
mean,
should?
if he's Lex is real quiet. If he's
That's for the Bershona. She said,
well, I did it. I
if
did
it's
it.
all paid expense, I didn't have to pay
I did
nothing.
it. This was way before I met the Mister.
All right,
way
tell us
before
your
I had
story.
my child. No, did I have my child at the time? I was single. I did.
That's
have
all
my-
that matters.
I did have my child at the time, but I was single. But I was dating a guy who worked in the record industry, and it was a conference going on in Chicago, and he was like, "Do you want to go with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I mean, I kind of liked him.
How long were you dating?
We weren't really dating. We was just like talking,
Okay.
And this is like
and
the first time
it was
you
like
guys
the worst sex
went out.
ever.
Ooh!
It was. It was
See, that's the
terrible.
worst. When you
It
waste.
was terrible. I was
when you
like,
waste
damn,
a
it was a nice trip.
Yeah, don't you hate that?
But I didn't know. I didn't have to. I did not have to do that. But there are women who
you felt
think.
obligated.
And I had a conversation with a guy. He was like, we were talking about the Cincinnati Music Festival, and he was like, you got to bring the right person with you. Like, you can't just invite just anybody to go with you. You got to have the right person to go with you because he's going to want to, as the old folks say, knock some boots.
Yeah.
I think women have to start looking at sex more so not as a gift to the man. If you want to have sex with that man because you want to get pleasure while you're on your trip and y'all went out and got drunk and you want to receive what you deserve as well, then do it. Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
You call the shots.
like, why should it be? Should I give him
obligation.
this gift because he
Right.
bought my flight? It's like
Right.
that's a gift for you too. That's a bonus on top of your trip.
Right.
And if,
Right.
if he's putting it down, if it's bad,
Right.
then
I think-
no.
If you
But
want to
it's
do
like
it,
if that's what you want to do, then
I
hey,
have
bro.
regrets.
Yeah,
I
get
Yeah.
have regrets.
your
I think that's
get your feeling on.
Right. I think that's probably why a lot of women are like, because they may have that regret. Like,
But if he's saying, I'm going to take you to the Bahamas.
Yes,
Why
that's all
would you waste a trip to the Bahamas
I
and
would
not have sex on the beach? I'm just
not.
saying. That's a waste of trip.
I'm making sure.
You gotta know. I mean, you talking about it like, look, you better not ever, I will deny everything. I need the phones
But
put
if
up
you-
and locked up in the
But if you
cabinet.
feel like you want to deny that, then you shouldn't be in the Bahamas with this man.
Well,
Like,
that's
if you
Bahamas.
feel, if you feel,
That's
but if you feel
nice.
comfortable enough to go out of the country with him,
I mean, as long as he ain't no
and you
ugly
come back
dude.
and you're like, don't tell nobody we had sex. It's like you shouldn't have been on the Bahamas
Bahamas,
with this
especially the
man.
Bahamas, that's romantic. Like, you know, you and another guy.
We gotta
it's-
get it in.
Yeah.
I gotta hear from Laverne. What you saying, Laverne? What you saying?
Yeah. The whole thing that got me was obligation, you know. And so we are women now that can take care and do things on our own. So when we go on trips to wherever, we pay for it. So you're not obligated to give anybody anything. So if I go on, I take myself on trips all the time. And if somebody wants to come along, I don't have to give them anything. I paid for this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So maybe back in the day when I was younger, I'm not even when I was younger, heck, I always paid for my trips. I always, well, not all of them, but I had some good trips. And some nice gifts. But you know what I mean? They were relationships. relationships. But you're not obliged to do that. You don't have to. There's no
If you don't feel
obligation.
comfortable enough,
It really
then
did.
I
I
don't think you
felt
should
like-
believe-
For
you
your
believe in a
style.
I
couple.
did,
Take
and
care of
I was
yourself.
young.
If
I
you
was
don't feel
young,
comfortable,
and I was
don't go.
naive. I mean, I made a lot of mistakes in my 20s. I just,
Yeah.
We all
I
did.
have regrets. I got regrets.
You got regrets.
I have regrets.
Girl.
I just feel like if you're not comfortable enough to do that with him, then you shouldn't go. Especially if he is expecting that from you, or he tries and then you push him away. Now it's awkward for the rest of the
It's
trip.
awkward. Yeah, that's true.
Unless you
You
talk
get
about
that
it before
don't
you
you?
leave.
Right.
If you talk
Right.
about it
Yeah.
before you leave, say, look, you ain't getting none of this kitty.
Right.
You know
And
what I
he'll be like,
mean?
well, maybe we shouldn't go on the trip. That's probably
Because he
after
might think,
that.
well, I was trying to smash. I
Yeah.
was trying to smash. You like, damn, I done messed up. I could have went to the Bahamas.
You gotta do one of the things like
told
your
him
mom
after.
used to do before you go in the grocery store. Don't ask for nothing.
You ain't
You
getting
ain't
nothing.
getting nothing.
Yeah, my
When we
mother
get
said
in
something
here,
else,
just
but we
be
can't
quiet.
say it. We can't say it.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, but I did say that.
Don't
was
ask for
cuss
yet.
word.
You ain't getting yet. So don't ask for yet.
It ain't gonna be.
So I don't know. I mean, I've had some trips, but I mean, they were with people that I wanted to be with
Right.
and have fun with.
Right.
So that was, I never even thought about it like that. But now, that I have my own money, I wouldn't
Girls
even.
just be trying to get
I wouldn't
food
even.
out.
Do you think that
Yeah.
women now are more confident? We have more. We have bigger. I don't want to say balls, but like we have pretty much a lot of power. We got Black Girl Magic and a lot of the power now, so we don't have those insecurities anymore. We
Not at all.
have to feel as though we have to obligate ourselves to compromise our bodies.
Right.
Yes.
You know,
Unless
just
you
to
just
get what
like
we
having
want.
sex.
Yeah, because if you
Then
want to
do you.
have sex,
Sex
you
ain't the same no more.
It's so easy.
Sex ain't the same no more. It is not the same.
Be safe.
See, we can't do this with Fred in here. I'm so glad Fred's not here. But
Shout out to Fred.
shouts to Fred. It's different. It's more. I had a flashback.
Well, come on back here.
So it was
Come on
a
back.
friend of mine
Uh-huh. What's the name?
who I don't remember her
Her
name.
name
I don't
is-
remember her name. Laverne. So it was a friend of mine. She was having relations, and the guy pulled the phone out.
Doran.
To record.
Doran.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the text. I thought you meant he was just texting like.
You never want that. You
I thought you were just scrolling on the ground like, I'm about to say sister. Get your things and leave, sister.
Yeah.
Double tapping while I'm trying to.
Yeah. Never mind.
No, but I mean, sex is. I brought that up to say it's not the same
No, it's
thing. It's different. There's no one's coy. There's no dating. There's no courting. There's no taking it slow. There's no being a mystery. Everything is out there. And if you don't get it, somebody else is going to give it to them. It's just not the same thing. So even if the conversation was, let's go to the Bahamas, like you really have to be careful about those trips that
It's
you're invited to.
It's very intimate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I mean,
That's why, like I said, to avoid all that, I just wouldn't even take the trip if I wasn't comfortable
Yeah.
with doing that or going that far.
right.
Makes no sense. I mean, we have so much control over what we do and who we do it with. It's just so easy. I tell everybody, like, sex is not a big thing. I mean,
Right.
you can get it
I
from
hear
anywhere.
porno music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it all in the background.
I thought that was like the outro music.
Oh,
Hey!
Go ahead. What were you saying?
But we don't have to do shady things to get it. We could just call people up. I tell guys all the time, like,
Yeah.
if you really think that I like you because you're putting it down, you're wrong.
Right.
'Cause you're wrong.
Well, he's
I
obviously
am
not putting
a
it down.
grown woman. There is so much more to a relationship than that.
Right.
Yeah.
So
There
if
is
you
a lot
think I'm
more.
chasing you for that, you're wrong.
Then
You're
again,
so
and then
wrong.
there's some
And
guys
I'm not
where you just
chasing.
chasing them for that. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you're good at this.
And then if that's
But
the
you dumb as
case,
bricks.
you just say that.
This don't talk.
I think we have a nowadays we can be so honest with everything as women. We can just say because we hold the cards.
Right.
You can.
Yeah.
Matt, most of us have our own houses. We have our own stuff. If I'm calling you to come over, it's my house.
I will tell you
Come on
that
over.
I did
I
that.
kick you out my house.
Again, this is before my relationship, my very long relationship. During the break, I was in this long relationship. We had taken a break off. It was like a year and a half, and I was dating this guy, and I liked him, but I didn't really like him, and I was just like, whatever. I'm bored, whatever.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I put the man pants on And I was like, all right, we're going to do it. And I'm leaving. And I felt so empowered.
Yeah.
I did. And that's just it's so foul that I'm saying this out here because I know Fred's going to hear it. But anyway, it's I felt empowered. Like,
You should.
wow, guys can do this all the time. Guys
Yeah.
do this.
Mhm.
I feel pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. No, I'm leaving.
And not all guys do that either. They
He's
want
like,
to
you
cuddle
really,
too.
Yeah, they wanna
leave?
cuddle.
You really leaving? Yeah, I'm gone.
Because we
bye.
just have to we just have to learn how to turn that on
Turn
and
it,
off. Like
yeah.
you got
You do.
sex is physical. Like I mean, it is emotional and all that other kind
Mhm.
of stuff. But like at the end of the day, if you wanted to get pleasure, you should be liberated to do so.
Right.
And I don't gotta call you back.
Right.
Yeah.
I should not have to do that.
Yeah.
Women are
Yeah.
just that a lot differently. when
It's
they
that
do
double
that.
standard,
It's the
like you
double
said, because men do it all the time. They
Yeah.
get 30, 40, 50 women, and they're, oh, you the man. But if the
Mhm.
girl's sleeping with all this men, so she's a
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not
a
fair.
guarding tool.
I'm saying, like we're
You can
women.
say
We
no.
want to
Okay.
get pleasure
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff too. Why should we lower our standards?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like no, it's not fair.
Well, we talked about
Just be
dating
honest.
and just being, and we talked about being honest and being open. So, I guess the moral to the story is, or the lesson learned is, ladies, you do not have to sleep with a man if he takes you to the Bahamas unless you want to. It
Yes.
is in your control.
But if he buys you a Jag and a condo, you better.
You
keep it.
better open up them
I'm only
doors.
kidding.
You better
I'm only
open
kidding.
them.
You're crazy.
That's the least I can do.
Yeah.
At least I can do.
Your daddy would be like,
You hate me them
"Girl,
keys."
All right,
That's
here
the
you
least I
go.
can
Whatever.
Like,
There you
well,
go.
I
Yeah.
do like you, Ty.
You alright.
ain't
You a little funny.
I'm only kidding.
You cute from the side.
You got
Let me
to
drink this. Let me drink this quart of
Yeah.
gasoline first
After a
before I.
couple-
Like, when I was
Couple
catching you
shots.
like this with my side eye.
Right.
You is cute.
Right.
You is cute.
You is cute. You right.
Where the keys at?
All right, so we have another 15, but before we go, we're going to just talk about how you can find us now. We are on iTunes. We are also
Isn't
on
that
Spotify.
nice?
If you
Yes.
log on, if you have the apps, you find us. Look for Urban Media Today. It's probably going to have my government.
You should say Apple Podcast. You
Apple
should say
Podcast.
apps.
Sorry, Apple.
That's
Thank
two
you.
different apps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
The Apple Podcast.
Apple Podcast, because
Apple
you are on there.
Podcast.
You're on there. And we're also on SoundCloud. And you can hear us every Saturday, which you are now, every Saturday at 2 o'clock, live 365, and tune in urbanmediatoday.com. Real quick, tell us about your show.
Okay, so I have a podcast called Let's Talk About It.
Yes,
So
let's.
I'm real clever. But basically, I've been just using it. Well, first we do gossip and stuff like that, like weekly, not weekly, current events and topics and stuff like that. But mostly I've been using it just to give a platform to local entrepreneurs and creatives throughout the city. We interview Kiki. We've interviewed bloggers.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Oh, it was so much fun.
God.
It was so much fun.
Oh my God. That was
Yeah, but
crazy.
we've interviewed bloggers, artists, filmmakers, photographers. So anybody, I just kind of wanted to. I listen to a lot of podcasts where we're listening to. We want to hear from Jamel Hill, right? Like we always want to hear from Diddy, like when the people that have already made it. So I kind of just wanted to make a platform for people that are like me, like we're just now coming up, you know, like let's share our stories together of us on the rise instead of always having to listen to a celebrity tell us how they got there, and that kind of stuff. So that's basically what it's been. I've had a lot of friends that do a lot of cool stuff, and I was like, yo, come tell me about it. So it's been blowing up.
That's what's up.
We're going to do our first live show at It's Levels Fest music festival in July. So that'll be
Nice.
exciting.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Super nervous about it, but I hope it.
So is that going to be like an Essence Fest where you're going to be on the stage? And
Yeah,
doing it?
so
Wow.
actually, I know the guy. It's the two twins. They're from Wilkinsburg. They run Levels Agency, like this entertainment marketing company. They're always throwing events. Elijah and Elisha.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
okay.
basically, long story short, they said that they're having this music festival, and I go to Roots Festival all the time. I actually went last weekend, and they have a podcast stage. So I went to them, I was like, y'all guys should do podcasts. So we DM'd them back and forth, and it just so happened to work out. So it'll be us and the Berg Boys, and there's another podcast.
Right.
But it'll be nice. It'll be
Right.
like a little half-hour live show. So I'm
Awesome.
excited.
That's dope.
July 13th.
And I was nominated with a couple of friends. Were we nominated? Like, what was this for City Paper?
Yeah, best local
Best
radio
of
show.
or something like
It's the
that.
best of 2019.
And I totally
competition.
forgot.
I know. I was like
didn't
writing
even
your name
solicit
in.
myself. I didn't. I take it I didn't win. So yeah. But you solicited yourself. Did they have the announcement?
Yeah.
yet, or
So
like,
well
what happened?
now, so first you had to vote to get nominated, and now they picked the top 10. So we made the top 10 finalists.
Congratulations!
Yeah. So
Let's
next year
go.
we'll vote on Pittsburgh City Paper's best local podcast. It'll be Let's Talk About It. And there's 10 of us, so I think voting is over July 7th. So
Okay.
hopefully we win.
That's what's up.
That's
That's dope. You work really hard.
Woo, I know.
We're just trying to catch up.
No, when you're in it, like you don't even see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really feel like doing this, but it's nice to see.
It
Right.
really is, especially when you see how far you've grown.
Ooh,
Like you've
seriously.
been. How long have you been doing your podcast?
For a year now. We started in May
Really?
when I was living in Philly. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then I did 10 episodes, and then when I moved back, I rebranded it to Let's Talk About It because it was under a different name, and we've been doing well ever since because I know more people here. It just made more sense.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Right.
To market here. So.
Alright.
Thank
We
you guys for
gonna-
having me and let me.
We're not done. We still have
no,
more
I was
girl
just
time.
gonna say thank you for letting me promo my stuff.
Thank
on
you.
it.
No problem. We're gonna talk about the '80s, something y'all probably don't know nothing about.
Okay, well, I'm about to go. So
No,
You know what? Let's talk about this.
yeah, let's talk about this.
It is Hey Girl Hey, the podcast on Urban Media Today. Right back with Final 15.
Yay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hey Girl Hey.
Hey.
So remember tonight, Soul Take Champions Live at 6 o'clock. We're on at 2 o'clock. Soul
Right.
Take Champions Live with Kevin Cameron and Bill Neal. They're going to talk about the top sports topics, a lot basketball, NBA. You can check them out live 365 at TuneIn and UrbanMediaToday.com and past episodes on SoundCloud. Just look up Urban Media Today. So it's Soul Take Champions Live. Soul Take
You
Champions
should go there
Live.
with the soul.
Because that's how Bill
That's
Neal
crazy.
said that. You know Bill Neal in Pittsburgh. He's so extra. I love him. Soul Take Champions Live.
And that's extra.
Yeah, he is very extra. But anyway, so I wanted to have some fun again and ask you guys, but you probably, maybe I'll change it. If I could go back to the 80s, I'm going to jump in my little
You
time
guys weren't even
machine.
born in 80.
No.
Were you not born in the... Okay.
92.
Really? OMG.
My son was born in 98. When were you born?
91.
Shut up.
Oh my God. You're so old.
Yeah, 91.
Should we even do this?
Fine. It's fine.
Let's do 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
If you can go
We can
back,
do the
what's
80s and
one
I
thing
can
that
do
you
the
would bring
90s.
back? Which one thing you would bring back from the 80s? Or the 90s? Y'all don't know.
Uh,
So the
what
90s.
Yeah.
The
Remember
90s.
that
The music.
TV ring?
I was definitely going to say
What y'all gonna bring back?
R&B music.
The
TV
Definitely the
biscuits.
music.
She said Gerber.
Y'all don't know.
Gerber, go on.
Y'all are 90s.
Infant Wick. Go ahead.
It'd
From
be
the
like-
90s,
it'd
what would
be-
you bring
it'd
back?
definitely be it would definitely be the music. The other day at work, I was downloading a bunch of old R&B 90s music, like Faith Evans, Escape, Jodeci. Like I was going back, and I'm just like, I
Good
love this
music.
old
Not
music.
the
This
same.
is real
It'll never be the
R&B.
same.
Like I love it. It
Yeah.
just gets you really in your feelings and start thinking. I'm like,
SWV before the
SWV.
terrible wigs.
Oh.
Oh, the wigs are horrible.
Every
But
day.
even more so the male R&B. Like,
Yeah.
guys don't
Next.
sing no more.
Yeah.
Next,
Guys
Jagged
don't
Edge,
sing. Yeah,
New
the groups.
Edition, the
Boys
Yeah.
to
groups.
Men.
Yeah.
Boys to Men, like the real music.
If they're not
Aaliyah.
grabbing the air,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not for me.
That's what they said. You're not gripping it. It's
If they don't
Love
hit you with
that.
a break in the middle, listen, hey girl.
Right.
I miss you. There ain't none of that no more. We don't
No.
even have
Boys to
bridges.
Men.
These songs these days are 2 minutes long. We don't even have bridges no more.
No.
And they all talk about the same thing.
No, wait a minute.
They don't
This
have
is how
hands.
this is how old we are. There were records that had a B-side.
Yeah. We
See?
had albums and everything.
Albums.
Yeah.
Tapes that flipped over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not the same thing.
Tapes.
That's not the same.
Albums.
We had to
You
take
have
the
put it on
needle
thing
and go.
and make sure it's in that rig so you
Oh,
can hear.
okay. Oh.
Yeah.
And if the needle was too light, you put
Yeah.
a penny on it.
Yep, so you can hold that down.
Take that
All I
thing
remember
skip.
is, you know, you stick your finger in
Yeah.
that tape and
Nah.
one.
Yeah, that-
And if
yeah.
you wanted to hear this
That's
song
the same thing I
again,
remember.
you would get your tape recorder, put it up to the thing so you can tape it. You
Turn
tell
it that
everybody,
way.
shut up
Yeah.
while we're taping.
Oh, yeah.
And if somebody always ring the telephone or your mother walking in the room, you can hear that on the
I remember doing your voicemail like that. You record a song.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my
An
God. I
actual
did that
answering
always.
machine.
Yes, answer machine.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Someone-
you have to wait till you get home to answer.
I
Get
was-
your messages.
Right.
Mhm.
Life was much simpler.
No
I wish I could do
messages.
that now.
That
Listen,
was
I
my
wasn't
answer
home,
machine.
so I can't talk. I wish I could do that now.
We talked about the SkyTel pagers.
Oh, yeah.
There were black ones and silver ones. If you had the silver one, that was dope.
My parents had pagers.
Yeah.
Silver,
Pagers.
yeah, pagers. And actual parties where you dance.
Yes, we had
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. So we would practice during the whole week.
Before you get there.
Before
too.
you got to the
You
party, so
know
you worked out
when
your
you got there.
outfit.
Yep.
All right, girl. So I'm gonna wear my Stonewall.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, and I'm gonna wear my leather tam.
Wore my double belt.
That was the
Double belt.
Flossy
And we're
Posse.
going to wear
The Flossy
Yeah.
Posse.
we were the Flossy Posse. That's right.
Yeah.
And we're gonna wear our
Our name earrings.
big
Band.
Nefertiti's, and then our Reebok high tops.
Hello.
Reebok
Yes.
high
A
tops.
little bit that linked into our generation.
Just a
Little
Yeah.
bit,
That stuff
just a
was
little
recycled.
bit.
Mhm.
And we worked out a dance routine,
Sure
and
did.
we were ready to go. We worked that wall
Yeah.
for a minute. It was like,
And just sat
It was,
there.
what was that? What was
hey,
that?
girl, you ready? You ready?
With kids play? And
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
because it's
About to go down.
Yeah.
If you could bring that stuff back, what happened? What
They're
happened?
just
They start
going-
shooting. Anybody got
Crack?
time to dance?
Yeah.
You crack NWA? What?
Yeah. New Jack City.
New Jack City? Crack.
Yeah.
Maybe
Messed up
crack
everything.
killers?
Maybe.
Everything. Because we used to have basement parties, and there was
We had
always a
basement parties.
basement party,
Yeah.
and then somebody's drunk uncle would come down and be like, "What y'all doing out here?" I can do
Yeah.
that. I can do that. I'm like, "Oh, y'all go upstairs. I'm
I
in
mean,
front of
even
my friends."
I had a 13. I remember my mom threw me a 13th birthday party at this big hall, and we were still dancing. I mean, so it's like I don't know when the line hit where people just
Yeah.
stopped
They
dancing.
just want to
Dance.
show up and dress up and take pictures and
And that's
like
it.
just to be
Right.
cool. You know what I mean?
If
like,
you walk
just
into
say I
a
was
room
there.
at a
Social media
teenager's
killed
birthday
it.
party now, everybody is
Social
like
media
this.
killed it.
Yeah.
Social media killed
We're
it.
we're not talking to each other anymore. So it's just it's sad. And I grew up in the projects. And it's sad that now I'm like, I grew up in the projects. I can
Right.
stick my chest out.
Right.
Because even at that time in the 90s or even the 80s, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Go
your friend lived in the
outside.
net.
Yeah.
We played outside.
Yeah.
We played release to them. We
Yeah.
played hide and go
Yeah.
seek. Sometimes we play hide and go
Scooter.
get it.
These kids don't even got scabs on their knees.
You
no.
know, water gun
Green,
fights,
green,
you know,
red stains on
like
Your
your
everything.
parents said you need to come in the house and
Inside
you
shoes and
cried
outside shoes.
Yeah.
because you had to come in the
We
house.
used to beg to be outside just an
And
hour
now we're like,
later.
go
you know?
outside and
when the lights
play.
come on.
Right.
Yeah, my mother used to have to come and
My
get me
mother,
and bring me in.
my mother had a cadence to her voice.
You knew.
You
She
knew
knew
what she was
that it
talking
was
about.
the tone, the way she called me and my sister
It
in
was
the
loud.
house.
Mhm.
If she called us on the third time, she was
Oh,
coming
it's
out
done.
with the
You
belt.
bet not.
She was
You
like,
bet
"King,
not reach
King,
three."
Three
You
times.
bet not
On that
reach
third
three.
try, pew, I mean, it was a wrap.
You gotta
That
have
doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, we had a family on our street that they used to get called in by a little bike horn. He used to be like, "Wah."
Wow.
So
That's funny.
one
Oh my
Christmas,
God.
we all got bikes with those horns. Hey, so we be riding our bike, and the kids be running to their
Oh,
house.
that's funny.
It was so funny. He'd be like, they'd be like, "Oh, how did your mom calling you?" But that's the way. That's the way they used to get
Yo,
called.
you had them all tripping. They was shaking and everything.
Yeah, so
The
we
thing
got
that
bikes that year.
The thing that
That's
I
the whole
remember growing
family.
up in the projects is we had the store bus. So,
Oh, yeah.
like, you didn't, grocery stores were far.
Right.
We didn't have them in the projects. The projects aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
So I can't even take my son to show him where we live now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we had store buses, and my mother used to write us a note so that we can buy her cigarettes. Please give my daughter
Yeah.
a pack
Oh, wow.
of Newport Kings or whatever you call them, Cools, Lights, or
Yeah.
whatever, and signed it, and I had
Wow.
to give it, and I
I
gave
can't
them
believe
the
they accepted
money.
that. You could have wrote that.
They
Yeah.
accepted
I
it.
played my mother's lottery.
But that's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
was
I remember
sitting there
I had
and
to
got the
get.
cigarettes.
I remember my mother went on vacation. It was her first time going to California. She went on vacation, and I think I was like 12, maybe 13. And my mother had me get an ID because she was on welfare at the time. So I had to go down to the welfare office and get an ID
Wow.
so that I can get her check or
Right.
get. I didn't know what I was. I had no idea what this was. But just knowing that this is what happened back then, and it was not a care in the world. I think
Yeah.
the only thing I was embarrassed about, and I hate to say this, we grew up poor. The only thing
Yeah.
that I was embarrassed about was standing in line to get the government cheese.
Yeah.
Which was the best non-melt
It was
cheese
the
in
best
world.
non-melting. You could knock somebody out with that block. It was
You
not.
make a
It was
grilled
not
cheese
Velveeta,
sandwich.
honey. It was not Velveeta.
I just saw
It was not
It
Velveeta.
did not melt.
Velveeta is fake. Did you see that?
Yeah.
video
What
on
happened?
Twitter, she tried to light the Velveeta with her lighter and it didn't melt, and they was like, "Stop eating that crap."
Yeah, I saw that on Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
Well, milk is not
That's what we
orange,
did.
so you don't need to
Yeah.
eat it. It's not orange. I just wanted to just come back, just talk about that because we missed it. Like our generation, totally not this generation today. is totally missing out on what was actually fun and relevant. We went to the library.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
There was no Google.
Love
Every
going
Wednesday.
to the library.
Remember the
My dad
insurance
still
man
has
used to come to your
encyclopedia.
house?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember the insurance man used to come to your
Ours
house?
was Mr. Conway.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Yeah.
But that's
Do you have insurance?
that's when people had insurance. People don't have insurance. They have
No.
GoFundMe pages.
Yep.
Yeah.
If people had insurance and
That's
took care of
it.
business like they did when we were younger,
When that white
there
man
wouldn't
walked
be
in
a
the courts,
GoFundMe.
you knew it was the
He
insurance
came
man or a
to our
police
house.
officer.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Mr. Conway was a white guy, came to our house, and he's just, my sister's name is Charlotte. He's like, "Hello, Charlotta."
Not my
Her
name.
name is Charlotte. Stop saying it. He'd be like, "Hello, Charlotte."
Now we have cell phones, but
Yeah.
back then lines were busy. If
Yeah.
you didn't have a two-way,
Yep.
yo, or someone said, "Get off the phone, I'm waiting for a phone
Yeah.
call."
Yeah.
Like
Just how inaccessible we used
Yeah.
to be.
it was stuff
Yeah.
that you really worked hard
We
for,
talked
and
to
we
each other.
cherished it.
We talked.
Exactly.
Yeah, we talked.
Exactly.
choice.
Put the phones down. We're gonna eat at
One
the
TV in
table.
the house,
Put
so we all gotta
everything
watch
down.
one
We're
TV.
gonna
Watch
watch a
it.
TV.
We all,
Same
yeah, we
show.
used to always watch these TV shows with my dad in the summertime. It would just be all of us just in there, just spending family time together.
Yeah.
We would have snacks, watch the movies,
Right.
watch
Watch
shows.
the Grammys like
we
it was
will,
something
you know what
special.
I mean? Like
pop
we don't.
popcorn.
Now we watch it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like Twitter.
You don't have to watch. You don't have to watch it during the regular time,
We
television
watch it.
time.
Be like, "Oh, look at what Whitney Houston."
I
did.
found out everybody that
Ross.
won just looking at Twitter.
Yeah. I
I
never
on
watched
Instagram.
That's
It's
one thing I'm
sad.
Are we
missing is
doomed?
the shows,
Are
the
we doomed?
cartoons.
Are we gonna get back to that? Are we doomed?
No, I don't
Probably
think so.
not.
I don't care.
As much
What's
yeah.
weird to me about it is like we kind of seen, like our generation kind of seen the beginning of technology, but like where does it go from here? Like we remember before and after cell phones.
The Jetsons.
Our my niece and nephew, they don't remember. I mean, my nieces, they don't remember before cell phones. Like we kind of
Right.
remember that time
Right.
still, and before computers. But like after this, it's like now what? You know,
Yeah.
what are my kids going to know that I can't? I'm still telling my mom how to copy and paste text messages. Sort of.
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
what are my kids going to have to be teaching me? Like, it's just scary to think
It
the
is.
possibilities.
It is. It's very
And the kids
scary.
are coming out differently now.
Yeah.
As babies, like they can play with computers.
Yeah.
You're
You know,
learning
and I'm like,
coding in
how
school
did
now.
you
Yeah.
know that?
Tablets
Like,
and all
what
that. We
is
had
wrong?
typing classes in like
Right.
like
Actual
ninth grade.
Computer
You had to
You had to
class.
learn how to type.
ASD,
Yes.
SJK,
Learn
no
it.
syllables.
Now
The
it's
speed,
like-
the speed things, and
Oh
like you had
my
to get it
Right.
right.
gosh! And I was when one of my girlfriends came over to my house the other day with her daughter, and she had a tablet just sitting there on the tablet, and I'm just like, I didn't have that at 3 years old.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Blocks.
Like,
And they know what they do.
everything.
They stop
They know what
it.
they-
They can
she was
replay
teaching
it.
me
They
how
can
to
do
do
all
it.
that stuff.
And I'm like, oh, how do you know? She's like, no, you do it this way. You slide up here, and then
Right.
you go there. And I'm like, wow.
I have a friend who's a mom, and she always battles with that because she wants the kid to, kind of grew up how we grew up. But at the end of the day, it's like if the kid starts throwing a tantrum in the middle of the restaurant,
just
she
give
puts
them
the
a tablet.
tablet and they calm down.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like such an easy remedy.
It's such a pacifier for
It
kids.
is.
It is.
I mean, my mom used to sit me in front of the TV, and I had the Barney
Yeah.
tapes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess
Blue's
it's kind of the same
Clues.
concept, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't always available.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it wasn't.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We had electric company.
Yes. That's when we had. That's what Morgan Freeman, because he was Gordon. No, was he Gordon?
He was-
He
no,
was
he
the
wasn't
easy rider.
Gordon.
He was the
Okay,
easy rider.
okay.
Remember we had Zoom. I learned how to do this on Zoom.
I don't. What was
I
that?
didn't want to do all this because it was a whole
What was
thing
that?
to do.
I did
You guys
this. I can
even
do that.
like
What is
this.
it?
It was so
No
simple. We were like
idea.
such goofy kids. You had to do this. Oh,
What are you
what's up with
doing?
your hands? What's up with your hands?
Don't do
That's what we
things.
did.
Remember that string? Remember the string?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I definitely remember that.
Oh,
We
remember,
were such. I'm sorry, Jay.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine.
We were such crazy kids that we watched a damn slinky go down the steps.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was fun.
that
It
was
was so fun.
entertaining with
It
yo-yos.
was
Yes.
so fun.
Yeah. What
I
were
was
you
gonna
gonna
say,
say?
Y'all play
I
with
was
yo-yo
gonna
for
say,
hours.
remember as kids we always played those hand games and slide. was
Oh,
one
I
of
still do
them.
it.
Oh, that
I
was
do it
just
real
so
fast.
People are calling
I'm
it
a
numbers,
beast.
by the way.
Yeah,
Have you seen that?
I was gonna say, did you see
People are
that?
calling it numbers. Like I think Michael B. Jordan was it posted a video with
Yeah,
somebody
it was
after
like,
they
what
were
is this
playing
called?
slide,
It's
and
slide.
people were like, what is this called where you're from? We made the shade room and everything, and people were like, this is called numbers. What is slide?
That was
Yeah.
not
Numbers.
wrong.
Yes, because it's one.
But maybe
two,
it's a regional
Yeah.
thing because
Oh,
we
yes,
call
it
it
is.
slide.
100%.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should find that post on the shade room. People were in there really arguing about
Yeah,
it.
they were.
Oh,
They
my
made
God.
it.
There are
That's how
bigger
people
things.
count.
There are some
Not in the
bigger
shade
things.
room. Ain't nothing too big for an argument.
Right.
All right. Well, that was fun. That was
I love
You got me
nostalgia.
thinking.
Yeah,
Nostalgia
fun.
just makes me feel. That's why I went to the Millennium Tour, and I was like in my element. Like,
that was
seeing
the
all
best.
The
The
B2K.
Yeah,
That
that
was-
was us. Like my
that
mom
was
literally,
ours.
she was like, "Why? What's so good?" I was like, "You gotta Frankly Beverly
that
Days
was-
every time they come
Yeah.
into town. This is my thing. This is
This is our
You know,
generation.
I guess
you
you're
know?
right.
Every time Earth, Wind, and Fire pop up, my mom's buying tickets. So
Yeah.
let me have
Yeah.
this because B2K was
That was
for
like
us.
one of the
B2K.
best concerts
It
I
was
was talking
so
about.
much fun.
You
It was
did say
like-
something about
It was like
that.
one of the best concerts I've
Yeah.
been to.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was nostalgia.
B2K.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Is
if
that
the
a
tour's
burger?
going on because Raspy's off the tour.
I think
I
they're
think
done.
they ended.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
okay.
They came back
done.
for the
Well, that's
last
good.
show.
Mhm.
That's good. All right. Well, I
Spending
appreciate
money
you.
like that.
This girl,
Stop the
just they don't get it. Lex, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
This was
appreciate
really
you.
good. That was good.
Tell us one more time how we can catch you on your podcast.
You can
real
follow
quick.
me on Instagram, which is Lex Talk About It. That's Lex with 2 X's. It's Lex Talk About It podcast, I think, on Instagram. I also have a blog, LexxTalkAboutIt.com. That's with 3 X's. And I'm Alexis.j3_ on
That's a
Instagram
lot.
as well.
That's a
my personal
lot.
page.